down. 3 down. You get where I'm going with this.
Is Riddick going to meet his end in Furya, or is it just another setup for the big finale? Here's what we know about the upcoming film, from the cast to the story. Let's dive into this blood-soaked adventure. Riddick Furya is officially happening, and development on this long-awaited Vin Diesel sci-fi sequel is well underway. The first 3 movies in the Riddick franchise, Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick, have gained a cult following. Riddick was introduced as a lethal criminal on his way to an off-world prison in Pitch Black. When the transport crash lands on a monster-infested planet, Riddick uses his unique abilities to survive until daylight. The Riddick franchise remains one of Vin Diesel's most celebrated properties, thanks to his partnership with writer and director David Twohy throughout the trilogy. Both are returning for Riddick Furya, and the details they've revealed so far suggest that the wait will be worth it for fans, even if it has been over a decade. Riddick Furya will finally explore the origins of Vin Diesel's sci-fi antihero. While the release date might still be a little ways off, there's plenty to discuss about this new Riddick movie. The latest news confirms the filming window for Riddick Furya. After more than 10 years since the last movie, it's been announced that the next explosive installment in Riddick's story will begin filming in August 2024. The globe-trotting production will be shot in Germany, Spain, and the UK, though the exact duration of principal photography remains unclear. Vin Diesel has often teased Riddick 4 over the years, but this latest announcement is the most concrete yet. Riddick Furya is confirmed, with the announcement that the Vin Diesel sequel is in development and will arrive in February 2023. Riddick Furya will be helmed by Pitch Black director David Twohy. Diesel has frequently teased Riddick 4, but it wasn't until March 2023 that Twohy confirmed the film was officially in development and that a release date was within reach. Currently, Furya is still in pre-production stages, so no cast announcements have been made yet, beyond Vin Diesel, of course. There are plenty of Riddick franchise cast members who could return from Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick, or Riddick. Many, such as Karl Urban, Katee Sackhoff, and Dave Bautista, have had incredibly strong careers since Riddick was released in 2013, and their star power alongside Vin Diesel would make for a much more powerful casting statement in the 2020s than in the early 2010s. Of all the aspects of the new Riddick movie, the returning cast could be a factor that thrusts the franchise into the mainstream. Having said that, let's dive into the story details of Riddick Furya. The depth of storytelling has significantly increased in the Riddick movies since Pitch Black, and in the 4th film, the fugitive will finally discover his homeworld, Furya. In the Chronicles of Riddick, Furya was described as a harsh world where only the strongest could survive. In Riddick Furya, Riddick will return to his birthplace, which he barely remembers. While he believes they are in danger from the necromongers, he finds the Furyans fighting for their lives against a different enemy. You can stream Pitch Black, The Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick on Peacock. Vin Diesel shared a storyboard slide for Riddick Furya on Instagram, showing Riddick in a spacesuit with a shocked expression and the caption, "Scene 10, the boy's eyes shine just like Riddick's." This hints that the exploration of Riddick's backstory might introduce other characters like him to his homeworld. Judging by the storyboard, we might finally delve into the origins of Riddick's infamous night vision-granting eye shine, which kept him alive throughout the bioraptor-filled darkness in Pitch Black. Of course, a major question is just how final Riddick 4 Furya will prove to be. Vin Diesel has rarely died on screen outside of Saving Private Ryan or his supporting role in Ong Lee's Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Riddick has already survived injuries that would kill lesser mortals, but returning to Furya may see him face challenges he isn't prepared for. According to the mythology of the films, his homeworld Furya is infamous for being one of the harshest planets in the universe. Only the superhuman traits of the Furyans allowed them to survive there. Given that Riddick 4 is looking like the end of the series, it's possible Richard B. won't make it out alive. However, considering Diesel's screen history, he tends to avoid such bleak outcomes. While Fast and Furious isn't nearly as dark, the fact that it continually brings characters back from the dead, like Letty and Han, due to audience demand, suggests Diesel doesn't want to bum people out. Riddick could perish in some heroic sacrifice to save what's left of the Furyans, but he'll likely receive a more hopeful outcome. Moreover, we believe that Furya gives Riddick his perfect ending. Pitch Black, which has a forgotten TV sequel, introduced Riddick as the ultimate loner, someone who avoided human contact whenever possible. Over subsequent entries, he softened a bit, but by the third movie, it was clear he was consumed by a quest to uncover his origins. His exceptional night vision and strength stem from his heritage on Furya, a planet devastated by the necromongers when Riddick was just a child. Family themes have been central to Vin Diesel's other projects, so Riddick 4's bringing the characters full circle will undoubtedly involve significant familial drama. This journey will allow Riddick to reconcile with his past and shape his future. His history was essentially stolen from him, and Furya will be where he confronts his inner demons. Since Pitch Black was the film that propelled Diesel into stardom, he has a deep affinity for the rugged anti-hero and will surely want to conclude Riddick's story on a powerful note. Concept art for Riddick 4 has already hinted at encounters with other Furyans, including a child who shares his distinctive eyesight. As he meets others who match his strength, conflicts are bound to arise. However, Riddick 4 is skipping a movie. The Chronicles of Riddick introduced a wealth of lore to the series through its antagonists, the Necromongers, an empire of religious zealots bent on either converting the universe or exterminating non-believers. They also sought a mythical realm known as the Underverse, where they believed they would achieve rebirth. Director David Twohy hinted at expansive plans for the franchise, suggesting 2 more movies, with the 4th installment potentially exploring Riddick's journey through the Underverse to reach his long-lost home planet Furya. Twohy even pondered whether it would be a 2-part saga rather than a single film. Despite these ambitious plans, Riddick 4 bears the subtitle Furya, indicating that Twohy and Diesel have chosen to bypass the sequel and focus directly on bringing Riddick home. Cost considerations may have played a role, as the Riddick films typically operate on lower budgets and cater to an R-rated audience, making an epic odyssey through the Underverse potentially prohibitive. While the extended cut of Riddick hinted at a deeper exploration of the Underverse, it seems this aspect may now serve more as a backstory or prologue. Interestingly, what's more intriguing is that Riddick's creator wants to give the series a definitive ending. Across the films, Vin Diesel's character has evolved from an anti-hero to a figure less defined by his darker impulses. The Chronicles of Riddick provided him with significant development involving loss, discovery, and a deeper understanding of his origins. Twohy has expressed a clear intention to conclude Riddick's narrative arc, stating, "I think there's a real end to this, and I know what that last movie looks like." Unlike the Fast and Furious series, which continually introduces new threats for its characters, Riddick's planned final chapter offers a refreshing sense of closure. By skipping over the original 2-movie plan involving the Necromongers, the filmmakers avoid rehashing lore that may not have resonated strongly with audiences in the past, as evidenced by the mixed reception of the Chronicles of Riddick. These films excel as gritty, efficient B-movies where world-building enriches but never overwhelms the core appeal. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.